So today we are going to do, let me just do this, right. May, June 2018, paper 2, number 1, right? Let's just make the sticker. Right. If you look at this question, right, let's look at the first one. Using a calculator or otherwise, evaluate each of the following, giving your answers to two decimal places. Alright, so this question here, we have a combination of operations, whether it be addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. In this case, we have subtraction and multiplication. When you have a combination like this, we always follow something called BODMAS. Now, BODMAS tells us the order in which we have to carry out our operation. Right? B stands for brackets, there are no brackets. O is power, there are no powers. D stands for division, so there's no division. M stands for multiplication. We do have a multiplication. Therefore, we have to multiply this first. So this question will be 73.18 minus, open bracket, 5.23 multiplied by 9.34. And this what I wrote here is what you could write in your calculator and you'll get your final answer. So if you put this in your calculator exactly like how I have it, 73.18 minus, open bracket or subtract, 5.23 multiplied by 9.34, close bracket, right? When you press equal, you are going to get an answer of 24.3318. Now, they said to give your answer to two decimal places, so we'll write two digits after your decimal point. 1, 2, here draw a line after your two decimals, so two digits. You look at the number after the line, you see it is less than 5, so the number remains as it is. So this is approximately 24.33 to two decimal places, right? And this is how you would do it on your calculator. Again, this is 1 mark, so I would not do this manually because it's just 1 mark, right? I will use my calculator and then approximate it to two decimal places as they ask in the question. So the answer is 24.33, and always if you put it to two decimal places, put 2 dp, please. Thank you. Right, next one. Let's look at the next question. They have this question here. Again, use your calculator. They told you to use a calculator. What I would put is open bracket 3.1 close bracket squared divided by 6.17, right? Put this first in your calculator. So you're gonna have 3.1 squared, and if you're looking for squared on your calculator, guys, there's this x2 button or xy button. Now if you use the xy button, right, it will tell the calculator 3.1, and when you press the xy button, you'll have this upside down V and you put 2, right? That is how you would do it, right? So you have 3.1 open and close bracket squared, right, divided by 6.17, right? And then after you put this, then you add the answer to 1.12. Right, so again, you put this exact thing in your calculator, you'll get your answer. We'll get an answer of, let's put the entire thing you're going to get. This is equal to 775364667. Again, they said to put your answers to two decimal places. So 1, 2, you draw a line after your second decimal or second digit, right? The number after the line, is it more than 5 or less than 5? The 7 says it's more than 5, so you add 1 to the 7 in front of your line. So the answer is equal to 2.68 to two decimal places, and that would be your answer for part 2. Let's look at the next question. Right, this is part B. Right, Jenny works at his Sammy's restaurant and is paid according to the rates in the following table. Right, Jenny's weekly wage is a basic wage of 600 plus 90 cents for each customer served. In a week when Jenny serves n customers, her total wage, WG, right? So that's Jenny's weekly wage, right? In dollars is given by the formula. So Jenny's weekly wage would be 600 plus 0.90 by n being the number of customers. Determine Jenny's weekly wage if she serves 230 customers. So that means n is equal to 230, right? So WJ is going to be 600 plus 0.9 by 230, close bracket. Right, so let's put that in the calculator. 600 plus 0.9 by 230, close bracket. You're going to get her weekly wage is $807. Right, and that's how you would do this first question here. Now let's look at the second question. In a good week, Jenny's wage is 1,000 or more. What is the least number of customers that Jenny must serve in order to have a good week? Right? So they are telling you that 600 plus 0.9n, right, is either for she is making a wage of $1,000 or more. This is equal to more than or equal to 1,000. Right? They ask what is the least number of customers Jenny must serve. So you just want to find out, and n in this formula, n is the number of customers. Hence, we have to make n the subject. So if you carry across 600 over that sign, 0.9n is going to be more than or equal to 1,000 minus 600. Right? So that is 0.9n is more than or equal to 400. Then you want to make n the subject. So n, you're going to carry across 0.9 will be more than or equal to 400 divided by 0.9. Right? Because if you, okay, so again, I didn't say this, but the relationship between 0.9 and n is multiplication. And if you carry across 0.9 over the equal sign, right, the opposite of 0.9 multiplied by 0.9 would be divide. So that's how I got divided by. Right, so when you put in your calculator 400 divided by 0.9, you are going to get a fraction. Right, you are going to get a fraction of n being more than or equal to 444 persons and 4 nights. Now, we are talking about persons here, so we cannot, you cannot have a 4 night of a customer, right? So therefore, n would be more than or equal to 445. Right? And that would be the answer for this question. What is the least number of customers that Jenny must serve in order to have a good week? She must at least serve 445 customers. Right, let's look at the next question. Right, at the same restaurant, Shona is paid a weekly wage of 270 plus $1.50 for each customer. If WS is Shona's weekly wage in dollars, write a formula for calculating Shona's weekly wage when she serves M customers. So like the formula above, we know Shauna's weekly wage would be her basic wage, which is $270, plus $1.50 multiplied by M, because it would be M would be the number of customers, and that would be the formula for this. Right? You can compare it to this one here. If you're not 100% sure, how did they get this? They asked the basic wage, in this case is 600. For Shauna's case, it was 270. Plus, for every customer was 90 cents. For every customer for Shauna is $1.50. And it told you what is the number of customers would be M. So that is how you get your formula. Right now, they said in this question, this is the last question, in a certain week, Jenny and Shauna received the same wage for serving the same number of customers. How many customers did each serve? So when you're doing this question, let's just put up the formulas for um, weekly wage for Jenny would be equal to 600 plus 0.9 by n, right? And Shauna would be equal to 270 plus 1.5 m, right? So in this case, they said that they serve the same number of customers. We know N and M are customers. So let's say N is equal to M. So in the formula we'll be using, we can say let number of customers be equal to C. So therefore, now the new formula for Jenny's weekly wage would be 600 plus 0.9 by C, right? And Shauna's weekly wage would be 270 plus 1.5, we could put 1.50 by C. So we know that A, they have the same number of customers because C is the constant, right? They said that we need to find out the number of customers. They said that they are paid the same. So therefore, 600 plus 0.9 by C must be equal to 270 plus 1.50 by C. We want to know what is the number of customers. So basically, we're making C the subject. So it's going to be 600 carry across 270 over the equal sign. It's going to be, if you carry across plus 270, it's going to be minus 270. So that's 600 minus 270 is equal to, we're going to carry this one time here, right? So it'll be 1.50 customers minus 0.9 customers. Alright, so let's minus it. That's 1.5 minus 0.9, which is 0.6. Right, this is equal to 0.6 C, and then let's 600 minus 270 is equals to 330. Right? So then we want to make C the subject of the formula because we want to know what C is equal to, right? So 0.6 C is equals to 330. We know that the relationship between 0.6 and C is multiplication. So if we carry across 0.6, it's going to turn to divide, right? So that's 330 divided by 0.6. Use a calculator divided by 0.6 is equal to, so the number of customers will be equal to 550 customers, right? And that is how you would do this question. Right, and I think, yes, that is the end of May, June 2018, number 1.